$14,000. This is SRN News.
Keeping you informed, AM91 is your local source of news and information.
Well, C-130 cargo planes are expected to head out today to help fight the fire that's burned about 60 homes northeast of Colorado Springs. Fire officials say 6 helicopters and an air tanker already are at the scene of the blaze that's forced some 6,400 people to evacuate. Cooler temperatures and calmer winds overnight have helped firefighters battle at least 4 wildfires in our state. Meanwhile, more communities are enacting fire restrictions as hot, dry, gusty weather fuels wildfires. Yesterday, Jefferson County banned open burning and the use of fireworks in unincorporated parts of the county. The city of Lone Tree enacted similar restrictions yesterday, a day after Douglas County did the same. Governor Hickenlooper is telling a federal court that the gun control package he signed earlier this year should remain in effect. In a court filing Monday, the governor asked the judge to allow a limit on ammunition magazines to go into effect as interpreted by the Attorney General. The governor is trying to fend off a legal challenge from a group of sheriffs and gun rights activists that the ammunition limit is too vague. Denver had the highest share of homes selling within 7 days or fewer in April among the U.S.'s major metro areas, that according to a report Tuesday from Zip Realty. The Post reports nearly 4 in 10 Denver metro area homes put on the market sold within 7 days in April. That's up from 22% in April of 2012. Of the 24 metro areas that Zip Realty studies, the average share that sold within a week was 22%. Denver homes spent a median 11 days on the market in April before selling, which tied with Washington, D.C. for the fastest turnover. Company officials say they are seeing sales close quickly in 32 days on the average at nearly full list price. The Department of Corrections mistakenly released a white supremacist killer who was supposed to be serving life in prison before it set free another man, the one who is believed to have killed prison chief Tom Clements. In 2002, convicted white supremacist killer Clifton Blecka was serving life in prison without parole when he was released on parole, and almost immediately he fled to the East Coast because the key sentencing document got lost in a bureaucratic shuffle. His case, as well as the later release of inmate Evan Evil, underscores the pivotal role played by the document courts send to prison officials that determines how long an inmate serves behind bars. Problems with the document have recently been blamed in hundreds of errors, allowing early releases of inmates, including Ebel and Blecka. In sports, the Rockies over the Washington Nationals, 8-3 Tuesday night, and the games continue today in that series. We have a look at weather. It's a warm one, and Gordy has that for us.
Yeah, sunny, mostly sunny, windy and dry today with highs in the low 90s, and pretty similar conditions expected tomorrow and Friday. Mostly sunny tomorrow, windy, and highs in the low 90s with a chance for some gusty thunderstorms tomorrow evening. Overnights in the mid-50s to low 60s, and we are at 66 degrees in Westminster at AM91, the Point of Faith.
This is Dean Works, pastor of Hope Community Church in Denver, with today's good news on AM91, The Point. John 15:5. I am the vine, you are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing.
If you like your music to be peaceful and uplifting, listen to The Point of Faith, the new KPOF Denver, with a new high-definition HD radio. It's crystal clear, just like listening to a CD. You have to hear it to believe it.
7:02 is our time. Denise, Gordy, and Roy with you at the breakfast table. And we're going to take a trip to Romania. Hang on.
Ah, very good.
And we'll hear some music from someone who's in Romania. We're going to talk to her. That's right after this song. Here she is with one of her songs from the CD album entitled Unwanted. This is Sarah Vienna. Okay, Sarah, we have 3 minutes on the song, and we'll be talking with you.
Okay.
We're watching, Sarah, I think 5 fires here, huge fires in Colorado these days. One of them is in the Black Forest area. Do you know Colorado at all? Where are you from, by the way?
California.
California, okay.
Born in Boston, moved to California when I was 11.
Oh, okay. This Black Forest area near Colorado Springs is a fairly upscale place, and these huge homes just burning to the ground.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's just
that was
huge.
happening in Southern California recently too, right?
Yeah, Southern California, man, they get fires and floods.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening nowadays in this world. I mean, disasters are happening left and right.
What do you think? God's removing his hand a bit?
I don't know. I don't know if... That's a good question. I guess we should ask that when we get up there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, what Colossians talks about, the fact that he holds all things together. And I know I hear people say that maybe he's backing off a little bit, letting things happen.
Well, certainly could happen that way. I mean, it's a sign of the times.
Yeah. All right, 1.5 minutes and we'll be with you on the air.
Okay, sounds good.
Praise the Lord, praise his holy name. Rejoice in all, in big and small. There's power in the praise of the Lord. There's power in the praise of the Lord. So praise the Lord. There's power in his name. So praise the Lord. There's power in his name. So praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise his holy name. Rejoice in all, in big and small. There's power in the praise of the Lord. There's power in the praise of the Lord. There's power in the praise of the Lord.
Very interesting lyrics. I think there's power in his name, which we know is true, and there's power in praise because we're lifting up that powerful name. So
Absolutely.
I like that. With us is the woman you just heard singing, and she's by Skype. We're with Sarah Vienna Birchtold. Sarah is in Romania. Good morning, Sarah.
Morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Great to be with you. It's a clear sound. It's pretty exciting to be talking to someone halfway around the world who has a story like yours. We're going to get into that story in a moment. That was a beautiful song. Did you write the lyrics to that?
No, actually, my mother did. It was her first song. Yeah, it was her first song that she wrote. She was 24 and was going through some difficult times and felt the power through praising God. And I think that's the hardest time to actually praise God, is when you're going through those dark moments. And,
well, how neat for you to be able to record that, and it's on a CD called Unwanted. We'll talk about the CD in a bit, but let's find out about Sarah.
Yeah, because you're originally from California, is that correct?
Born in Boston, moved to California when I was 11. Yeah.
All right, and you have a real heart for the orphans and widows. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, you know, as a kid, I used to have dreams of rescuing children, and I didn't know what this all meant. I just knew that God was going to use me in a unique way. Little did I know that I would be spending 11 years in Romania doing so. And so I co-founded a nonprofit organization called Fern Foundations Romania, where we support and assist children and families in a bad situation. And so I really can't believe that I'm still here when it was supposed to be a 2-month sort of stay. But God is
When
good.
did you know that Romania was going to, in essence, be your home?
Well, probably when I hit the 5-year mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
It took 5 years. Talk about the very beginnings of that. You signed up with YWAM, is that correct? And you thought it was going to be, 6 months?
Yeah. I signed up with YWAM, and that was in Germany. I was doing a discipleship training school where you learn more about missions, and then you go on an outreach. And so there were 2 teams going on their outreaches, and one was going to the Philippines and one was going to Romania. And when I was put on the team to go to Romania, I said, "Oh, I think I'm supposed to go to the Philippines. I want to go to the beach. I can't handle poverty." And I actually said, "No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to Romania." And the team went, and then I felt so convicted that the next day I hopped on a plane and I went to Romania. And little did I know that, what would happen.
You never listened to Scott Wesley Brown's song, "Please Don't Send Me to Romania."
Is there a song?
I guess it was Africa.
It was Africa.
Yeah. I mean, because, I know of their history, and watching the 2020 programs about the orphans after communism fell, it just kind of seemed like a real dark country. And I wasn't sure if I could handle such history and sadness. But God knew what I was supposed to be doing. And it took me a few years to figure that out until I walked into the children's hospital. But I knew right then when I saw those babies left in their cribs in rags, I knew that there was a job to be accomplished.
Sarah, we're going to come back. We need to take a break and look at some Denver traffic. We're going to play another one of your songs, and this one is a hymn of the church, but it describes Sarah's the name of the foundation, or the organization rather, how firm a foundation. So we'll come back with Sarah in a moment, find out more about Romania and what she found there and how she fell in love with the people, and what you can do too if you'd like to get involved in this ministry. But Gordy, first a look at traffic.
We'll go up to the northwest side where we've had an accident reported eastbound I-70 around Ward Road. As I mentioned before, the slowing I saw has been as well on the westbound side, heavy from at least Kipling and across around the curve at Ward Road and Highway 58. The accident, though, reported as eastbound I-70 at Ward Road. The rest of the drive it continues with the freeways filling in. You may still find a stalled train blocking Washington north of 58th, and the report also said that it was doing the same along Broadway north of 58th Avenue. And this portion of the traffic is service of Audi.
Okay, we'll come back and just kind of say, why did you choose the title for your ministry? Okay. And then I think we want to know a little bit about Romania, too. We've had some people, I think, Denise, haven't we, from at least that area of the world?
Yeah, but I can't remember who. I know we've talked to people who have been there on missions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'd just like to know what her first impression was when she got off the plane. Is this Nivea? Is this Nineveh?
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
Yeah. Like no.
All right, we'll be with you in about 2 minutes. Gordy, you had a question.
Yeah. How difficult was it to set up an organization such as yours in a foreign country?
Oh, yeah.
In this case, Romania.
It's paperwork is very difficult here because there's really no logical sort of pattern. We hired somebody to do all of our paperwork, and it was actually not so difficult as what you would think.
Okay, yeah. But it's, I don't know how all that works. I know how 501c3s here work, but anybody that would want to contribute financially, let's say, it just works out like it does here, I guess.
Yeah, well, we have, Burn Foundations has a 501, an American 501 in California. Okay. So all the donations go through there.
Okay. We'll send people to your website, too. Okay. Let's mention that during this next break. So, and we'll have that on our website. We have a place called As Heard On the morning show, so they can go in, and we'll put that there.
That's fantastic.
All right. Okay. 1 minute, and we'll be on with you.
Okay.
So I'll ask her first impression, and then I'll ask her first impression.
Yeah, okay.
And then we can ask her how difficult it was.
Okay, let's talk about the firm foundation first, the name, and then take it from there.
The soul that on Jesus doth lean for repose, I will not deserve to his foes. That soul, though all hell should endeavor to shame, I'll never you're saved.
All right, you recognize that song. Now you're going to be recognizing the voice as well, Sarah Vienna from the CD Unwanted. We're talking to her. She is in Romania, where she lives and has a ministry. Why did you choose that particular title for your ministry, Sarah?
Well, in my bathroom, I had the book, the 1-year book of hymns. And as we were trying to figure out what we would call this organization, I just prayed, and I went into the bathroom, and I just opened up this 1-year book of hymns. And actually, it was I believe it was February 9th, and it talked about God's firm foundation. And the hymn was actually How Firm a Foundation. And so I just thought, firm foundation, all of our projects should be based on godly principles. And we want to build from a firm foundation up. And that's basically how the name came about. And the song was perfect for our goals and our vision for our association.
I love how God works that way.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
When you first got off the plane, Sarah, what was your impression of Romania?
Farmland. Where am I? This part is not so pretty.
Yeah.
You know, because
did you have that feeling though that you were glad that you had followed God's instruction or leading?
You know, to be honest, I was really nervous. Yes, of course, I was glad that once I arrived, I really didn't know what to expect, but I had a good feeling about it because I was obedient to what God told me to do, and thank God.
All right, and the organization, Gordy had said something about your organization, the Firm Foundation, and how difficult was that to set up and get it going under the Romanian government?
Well, under the Romanian government, it was actually not as difficult as one would expect. The hardest part was setting up the 501 in the States. But,
That's hard for us here in the States too, Sarah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It is.
Yeah. But, I believe that when God wants something to work, the green lights line up. And it was very smooth to gather all the paperwork. We had some of our friends help here, it was, of course, a lot of paperwork, but it was pretty easy.
How many children and families do you serve?
Well, in the hospital, the children come in and out. Per day, we could be working with 40 kids, and then in the Roma communities. We work with a village with over 800 families. Of course, we don't reach all of them, but we deal with over a couple of hundred of families.
Wow.
Yeah.
On your website, firmfoundations.com /Romania, firmfoundations.com.
Yeah, Foundation.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Firmfoundationsromania.com.
That's it. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. I was reading that after the Iron Curtain fell in 1989, orphanages were discovered that were filled with children, and the conditions were just horrible. When you arrived, that was 11 years ago, I think you said, to now. Have things changed?
Yeah, definitely things have changed since Romania joined the EU in, I believe, 2007. You won't really find those type of orphanages where the kids are basically just looking like animals, but they really have improved their conditions. But the sad thing is that there's still over 70,000 children in institutions, and since they closed international adoptions, basically children are just piling up in these institutions, and that's something that we're really praying about, that God will soften the hearts of the politicians here to open up international adoptions or make it easier for national adoptions here.
Okay, I'm going to jot that down. We have a prayer time coming up in a couple of hours, and we'll pray for that. So
that would be
that
great.
The government would open up that opportunity.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious, Sarah. What's a typical day for you?
A typical day. Well, it used to be that I was in the hospital mornings and afternoons, but since we have a volunteer program and we have a big team, of 22 people. My day is more of just administration work. I'm in meetings, I'm visiting projects, I'm on my computer, updating people, fundraising. And a lot of my time now is working on music as well. Planning on recording my second album, hopefully by the end of fall. And so I'm writing some more music. And yeah, so I'm just combining my two passions, and it keeps my day pretty full.
All right, and proceeds from your CDs, talk about that.
Yep, all proceeds for the CD sales go directly into our project.
That's great. We'll come back and do one more quick break with you. We'll talk about the website and your CD a little bit and how people can get involved. But we want to play one more song, and I'm going to let this be your choice. We played 2 of the 6 songs. Which one would you like us to play? Fight the Good Fight, Thankful, Lost Lullabies, Unwanted. We haven't played those yet.
I would say Unwanted. It's one of my favorite songs, and as we talk about orphans and abandonment, this song, it's all about this song.
All right, here it is. We'll be back. All right, very good. When we come back, we'll just spend maybe 2 minutes and give us an idea of how people could get involved, send them to your website, talk about what's there, the CD, how they can get that, and so forth.
Okay, sounds great.
All right.
Okay, Sarah, do you have a couple seconds for some aside questions?
Sure.
Will you be recording your CD in Romania?
No, I'll be recording in the States, in Pennsylvania.
Okay. And then, I'm sorry.
How about in Denver?
Yeah.
If you invite me.
I'd love to have you in studio. Go ahead.
Oh,
yeah, I was just going to ask you, how much time do we have here? Okay, real quickly, and this is really an aside, but earlier this year I read a book called Bury Me Standing about the gypsies of Eastern Europe, and that focused in large part on Hungary and Romania. What came across was that these gypsy people are the lowest of the low and really basically stepped on. Have you seen any of that? Or?
Oh, I see that every single day, and that's
Really?
the big problem here. The Roma communities, aka gypsies, it's basically the same thing as how the African Americans were treated back in the early 21st century.
I kind of got that impression as I read the book.
Yeah, they're totally segregated, and that's just because they're not educated and they're extremely poor. Some do steal, and they don't have proper hygiene. So and they just stay in their villages. But the problem is they keep reproducing, and that's just that's their main financial support as well, because they receive money per child, and that's the problem with the abandonment issue, because they don't have proper homes and they have so many kids that they can't take care of, and so they put them up for adoption or drop them off at child protection services.
Wow, thanks for your insight.
Sounds like an interesting book.
Yeah.
All right, 1:20, and we'll wrap up our conversation with you. Again, thanks for doing this with us.
Yes, thanks, Sarah. And the CD's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and thanks to Matt Castagna. How do you know him?
Through a friend of a friend. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. We've had him in. He produced The Enemy God and some other films. We've had him in on occasion. And he just one day he emailed me and said, "Hey, you need to listen to Sarah."
That's nice. That's great.
Sarah, are you going to write a book or anything?
I've been asked that. I have a good story to share. I probably when I'm retired and I have nothing else to do. But no, I've been praying about it. No, I really have been praying about it. I think my testimony is something that can be shared, and especially with what's happening in Romania. And
Sure.
Well,
encouragement all around the table here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
18 seconds, and we're on. That's the title cut from the album by Sarah Vienna. Your full name, Sarah Vienna Birchtold. And we're going to wrap up our conversation with Sarah. We'd love to talk to you more. There's so much to be told. We'd love to have you on again if you're ever around Denver. when you come over to the States, please join us in the castle. We're actually in a castle in Denver. We sit in a turret overlooking downtown Denver.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about the website, the CD, direct people to both of them.
Okay. Well, our website is www.firmfoundationsromania.com. If you're interested in volunteering, there's that option. Financial donations, we have a 501. There's a donation link if you're interested in helping out in that way. And yeah, you can just read more about our team and our projects on our website.
And the CD?
And my CD, yes. You can contact me at sarahvienna@rocketmail.com or sarah@firmfoundationsromania.com.
And so you would send a CD,
yes.
A person could purchase that,
yes.
and you would send it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is opportunity to download it from that first website? Is that what that
My
was?
entire EP is downloadable on YouTube. You can just look for Sarah Vienna, and it's there.
Okay, and again, all the proceeds go toward the ministry.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then I asked you off air, I'll ask you now on air, are you going to write a book?
I'm really contemplating the idea. I think it would be a great opportunity to share about the experiences here in Romania, about my personal testimony, and I think it would encourage others to just step out of the box and take those risks, because you just never know what God has in store for you.
All right. Well, you certainly are an encouragement to those who maybe have been hearing the voice of God and not and kind of just sitting there, wondering what to do with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me on your program.
You're welcome.
Lord
Thanks for the great music and for your heart for the widows and the children.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Sarah Vienna from Romania. That was by Skype, and just great conversation. Glad to introduce her to you. And I don't know if Matt is listening. Matt Castagna, he produced The Enemy God. That's one of the things he's done.
Sure.
And we had him on for that. Matt emailed me a month or so ago and said, you need to hear Sarah. And I asked Sarah, how do you know Matt? Well, a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
So, see how things work?
That's well right. And it's the community of Christ working together, and one leading the other to, we just have the privilege of being able to send out this information.
And actually, it's Castagna, I remember, because he said it's like lasagna.
Oh.
So, Matt, thank you.
Thank you, Matt, for that. Let's have a look at traffic. We have some problems out there.
We do. An accident reportedly on the shoulder, westbound I-76 at 88th Avenue. We've also had reports of an accident westbound I-70 transitioning to northwest 270. Out to the west side, where we heard of an accident eastbound I-70 at Ward Road. It looks to me, though, like the hang-up is on the westbound side. That runs very heavy and slow from around, at least by Kipling. Spoke with Wheat Ridge Police. They tell me, confirmed the accident was reported as eastbound. So, again, westbound heavy as a result, I believe, then, of the Curiosity slowing. Highway 6 closed through Clear Creek Canyon this morning due to an accident. And your forecast comes up in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Gordy. 7:26, good morning.